So sometimes our physical friends will say, well, Abraham, that all sounds nice. And I sort of kind of get it. What I don't get is why there's so much for me to look at that I don't like. Somebody should have cleaned it up before I got here. And we say, well, you, because you are a creator, like variety. That would be like going to a food buffet where there's just one thing to eat. Like it or not, there it is. You say, well, a little variety would be nice. I would like to exercise my independent ability to choose. And we say, that's what this plethora of choices is all about. When you go to the food buffet, you don't worry about somebody choosing for you and putting it on your plate. You choose. So you don't panic while you're in line. Oh, I hope. Oh, I hope. Oh, no, not that again. You exercise your ability to choose. But often, in terms of choice of thought, or in choice of what you give your attention to, it seems like you feel like somebody should clean it up so that you wouldn't have to choose. And we want you to know that you choose by your attention to something, and that if there is something that you don't want in your experience and you divert your attention from it by choosing other better feeling things, you will tune yourself to a frequency that will cause the universe to limit the choices that it gives to you to only the things that you want. It will be like someone has gone out, your entourage ahead of you, and has cleared out everything off of every buffet that you don't want. As Luke, who is 5, would say, seriously, we are not kidding you even a little bit. In other words, that's exactly how it works. When you tune yourself to the frequency of that which you want, that which you don't want cannot continue to show up in your experience. So this Art of Allowing workshop is really about focusing, but even more than focusing, it's about feeling your way into focus. It's about understanding vibrational frequencies and tuning your frequency to those of love and joy and fulfillment and exhilaration and passion, rather than tuning to worry and doubt and blame and guilt and anger. And we want you to know that you have the option. Sometimes people will say, well, Abraham, it seems to me that other people are piling onto my plate, and then I have to deal with it. And we want to say right here at the beginning, no one's piling on your plate but you. And if it feels like somebody's piling stuff on your plate that you don't want, it's because you are sloppy in your plating, sloppy in your thinking. But we don't want to give you the impression that we want you to try to control your thoughts. That'll just make you nuts. Because the thoughts that you've been thinking have activated a vibration that has set up a buffet for you that has a bunch of other thoughts pretty much like those thoughts. And the more you try to control those thoughts, the more thoughts like those thoughts you get, until you begin to believe that there's a conspiracy to destroy your life. It isn't that way at all. It's just law of attraction yielding to you more of what you've got going on vibrationally. You can't set your radio dial on 6:30 a.m. and hear anything from any other frequency. You're going to get the frequency that you're tuned to, you see. So rather than complaining about the frequency that you're tuned to, we encourage that you change the frequency. So often that sounds to you like what we mean is think other thoughts. So rather than thinking that blameful thought for which you have tremendous evidence because you're not making it up, instead of thinking that blameful thought, you think we're saying, think a bright, fluffy, shiny, happy appreciation thought. Ever tried it? Can you go from that blameful thought all the way over there without killing yourself or ruining organs? In other words, you can't make that vibrational jump. It's a vibrational whiplash. You can't accomplish it. So you just reach for a thought that feels a little better. But on that subject that you're already so invested in, you'd be better off to stay off that subject altogether, don't you think? Because every time you try to think about that thing that you don't want to think about, you're thinking about that thing you don't want to think about it, and you're thinking about it in the vibrational frequency that you don't want to think about it in. So you're using it as a reason to hold yourself in the vibrational equivalency away from who you are, and you feel rotten, and then you're even madder at that thing, whatever it is that you're focused upon that makes you feel this way, because if it would be different, you wouldn't feel this way, right? If you would behave differently, I would feel so much better. I want you to be the way we were the day I met you. Treat me like that. And we say, it doesn't work that way, does it? Vibration is responding to what you've got going on. So what we are really encouraging is that you accept the reality of this vibrational reality. Do you? Do you know there's a reality and there's a vibrational reality? Do you know that the vibrational reality precedes the reality? In other words, there is always a vibrational equivalent of something before there is a manifestation of it. And in this vortex of creation, all things that you want have been gathered and are held by the resources that create worlds for you to feel your way into the vicinity of.